So I don't know about y'all, but I think this show is really fucking good. Like this show is really good. That greedy corporate mouse, Miss Mickey, she's doing the damn thing. She's doing the damn Kevin Feige, all them girls. I love it. So we start off this episode like literally exactly where we left off because Loki had just got his ass pruned, bitch. You know what I mean? And we all thought, I thought his ass was dead until I seen the goddamn ending credits. You know what I mean? After credits, girl, Marvel always put that shit in there, girl. And I was trying to watch that shit after this episode too. And they made me watch all the credits and was the shit there. But it's okay. It's okay. I love y'all. So, we start off on this weird ass time pocket where nothing, the void is here. That's what the Lokis tell our Loki is that, girl, that's the void, that dark cloud that you see over there, Miss Mamas. That's the void, mama. And if you try to go over there, you're going to get your ass dragged. So, play with it if you want to. This little dog looking creature, this little beast, his name is Goliath, and he will chew you down. He will chew you down, mama. So they said, bitch, you can play with her, but we not finna do that shit. So they go, and then we switch. Okay, I love how we switch to Renslayer, bitch, because she's getting her ass poked and prodded by Sylvie, as she should. Sylvie eventually figures out, bitch, you playing with me, girl. Like, do you want to know who the fuck is behind this shit too? Like, what's the tea? Like, where the fuck is Loki at? And she tells him where he at, essentially a pocket of time, the end of time, some shit like that, where nothing, everything comes together and nothing is. Some bullshit they put together, girl. Some bullshit they put together. Basically, like, we figure out that Goliath, I don't know if we figure it out now, but I think so, probably. Goliath is the only thing standing between them and whoever is probably pulling the strings behind this shit, like the guard dog at the, outside the pockets of time. So I just absolutely love this scene because Sylvie ends up getting her ass betrayed by this motherfucker Renslayer, and she was just, Miss Menace is really starting to piss me off, bitch. I'm like, girl, what are you doing, girl? What are you doing? I was like, okay, this side eye that she was doing with Renslayer, I was like, oh, girl, they up to something. And of course they were. They had the Minutemen come in, bitch. That's why I call them. They had them Minutemen come in, girl, just like they were part of the army or some shit, bitch. And Sylvie had to hide behind, the Oval Office desk, bitch. They had my good sis Sylvie fucking hiding and crouching and shit, bitch. I was like, bitch, Renslayer, I'm gonna beat your ass. I'm gonna fuck you up, girl. And then I was like, okay, what is Sylvie gonna do? Because I know she's not just gonna give up. She's not gonna give up. Bitch, when I tell you that she pruned herself, my mouth fucking dropped. I was like, okay, I didn't expect that at all. And I want to know if any of you expected her to do that shit, because I did not expect that shit. I did not expect that shit at all. I did not expect that shit at all. But obviously, it's a good thing. Obviously, I was happy once the initial moment of shock dropped, because I'm like, okay, she's gonna go find Loki. Okay, so we go to Loki and he's with classic Loki, he's with boastful Loki, and he's with kid Loki, and he's with this alligator fucking Loki. And they essentially tell him, because he's freaking out, he's like, bitch, what the fuck is happening? What the fuck is going on? There's a fucking lizard. There's an alligator here, and surprisingly, I'm not even freaked out about that shit. It's like, there's an alligator version of me. But yeah, kid Loki and the rest of them end up telling him, like, girl, listen, the TVA pruned your ass just like they pruned everything else that's here, and Goliath makes sure that none of that shit gets back out. Okay, she's here to destroy, mama. Okay, and so they end up talking about, like, okay, what was your Nexus event that got your ass here, kid Loki? And Loki was like, bitch, I killed Thor. So you want to keep talking? You want to follow us, bitch? Like, come on, let's go. We finna die for real. Like, what's up? So they end up going underground through this little manhole, and y'all already know how I love manholes. Okay, sorry. They go they go underground in this manhole where the rest of the fucking Lokis are, I guess. Oh, well, we didn't meet. Okay, so see, bitch, this is what I'm talking about. Why the hell is Milt, whatever the fuck. Y'all already know how to pronounce Thor's hammer. I'm not gonna try. It's gonna sound like milk when I say it, but I'm like, okay, is that the real hammer? Like, what the hell's going on over here? Like, y'all got all these artifacts and shit, bitch. Like, so they go underground, and honestly, I don't know how they be living in that shit, because that shit looked like I don't know, a dirty ass preteens fucking room. It was just, I was like, how do y'all live down there, bitch? Like, clean up y'all space. Anyway, we switched from this scene to the next scene where this was the actual scene where Sylvie got betrayed, but bitch, I'm not recording this shit over so y'all can just, kiss my ass on that. I already talked about that shit, so we're gonna move the fuck along. But yeah, she really got betrayed. I don't even consider it betrayed. It's just Renslayer was just like, girl, did you really think I was gonna help your ass? That shit is hilarious to me. And for me, I'm just like, okay, Sylvie, you got Renslayer here, but you don't think she got people to enforce her shit? Like, did you forget that she has a whole like army of variant employees ready to drag your ass for her? But yeah, anyway, Renee talked about that shit. So I think all the conversations with the Lokis were hilarious. I love how they were talking about the Nexus event and how Mr. Alligator Loki's Nexus event was about him eating the wrong neighbor's cat. He got mad as fuck and started trying to bite boastful Loki. That shit was funny. Classic Loki talks about how he faked his own death, I think. And he was just like, I was hiding out. But eventually I felt lonely. But as soon as I was trying to get my shit together, the TVA came here and dragged the shit out of me. They pruned me and I'm here. So like we get all their backstories. It was really cute and cool. I love the dialogue that they have together. I love the chemistry that the actors have together. And I love what he said. I think it's important because Classic Loki said, oh, well, the daggers are cool. They look cool, but they stunt our magical like potential, I think. So I wonder is that just a one-off or they're gonna go deeper into that shit. Also towards the end, real quick, just skipping to the end real quick, Loki said, I don't to Sylvie, he was saying, well, we probably are more powerful than we realize. And I'm like, yes, y'all are, so please use your powers. Like, if you're the god of chaos, I need to see some god level shit going on. I need to see some god level shit. So Loki eventually tells them like, okay, girl, y'all can sit around here and mope and shit, but I need to get the fuck out of here. I need to go back to the TVA. I mean, he tells them about Sylvie. Sylvie's, a version of him, and she's trying to take down the TVA, and that's my goal. So his plan is to get the fuck out of there and somehow kill that gas cloud. Like, wow. Somehow kill, gas giants, Jupiter and Uranus and shit like that. Somehow go over there and stab Saturn. I'm like, okay, Loki. And, I was just like, okay, maybe he could do it. Maybe he could do it. Let me not doubt him. But, bitch, as soon as I was trying, trying to give my good sis Loki the benefit of the doubt, them girls, the rest of Loki started laughing at his ass because it's just like, girl, what are you going to do? Like, you be throwing around daggers. I love you, Loki. Love you so much, Loki. But you be throwing around daggers and shit. The only thing crazy shit I seen you do, like, fighting wise in this TV show was, when when the world was ending on Lamentis and you threw that tower back to where it was about to fall on y'all or some shit, like some building was about to fall on y'all, and you threw that shit back into back in place. So I'm just like, okay, that's one thing, but bitch, what are you going to do to a cloud? It's just, I don't know. I don't know. They laughed at his ass, bitch. So he went right, but he was like, fuck y'all, I'm finna go do this shit. He went right back up that man hole, and he ended up seeing a whole other host of Lokis, okay? And he was like, okay, yeah, this is officially hell. I'm in hell, surrounded by other versions of myself. And listen to me. I know this is really, I probably should have said this shit, but I'm telling you right now, people are so freaked out about Sylvie and Loki flirting with each other and shit. If I was on a hell world, apocalyptic fucking world, TVA trash, surrounding me, surrounded by death and fucking despair and, broken fucking buildings and shit, bitch. And there's a whole host of me's around. There are a lot of me. They're clones of me or alternate reality versions of me. It don't even matter, bitch. We're fucking. Bitch, it's gonna be an orgy, bitch. Don't play with me. We're at the end of time. We're at the end of the world. And y'all freaked out about Sylvie and fucking Loki getting a bitch. If I was Loki and I seen all the motherfuckers, I'd be like, bitch, we can either fight or fuck. We can either fight or fuck. So what's up? Which one is gonna be, bitch? And I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna be slurping on some pee, bitch. Don't play with me. I'm gonna be slurping on some pee. But girl, so this part is what got me up, ho. This next part, bitch. Sylvie ass got pruned because she pruned herself, because she's a bad bitch. You know what I mean? She's iconic, she's legendary. I love her so much because she's just real. And we zoom out. I'm like, okay, where's she at? What's the tea? And then, she kicks her fucking way out of this damn truck and she's running, bitch, because she see this cloud coming after her ass, bitch. You see dark clouds. That's like when somebody who owe you money see you, bitch. They start running, bitch. So immediately she has this little moment and I was like, bitch, what the fuck happened? Like, okay, you didn't use your green energy powers to do what? What'd you see? And it gave me multiversal tease, the way that, first of all, the colors of the energy and what she fucking saw, and just the graphics. I was like, okay, I literally rewind that moment. I was like, what the fuck was that? I was like, did I miss something or something? But that shit went by so quick. So Sylvie started booking it, bitch. She's like, girl, I don't know what the fuck going on. I don't know where I am at. Then she see a car coming. And I was like, okay, girl, this car coming. Is that dangerous? I mean, it didn't really matter at this point because you got all these demons chasing your ass. So, bitch, she get in the car because, I mean, you ain't really got no more options, right? Like, it's either get in that car or get eaten up by the fucking angel of death, bitch. And she hop in that car, bitch, and it's Mobius. Oh, don't play with me. Don't play with me, bitch. It's Mobius, bitch. I knew it was Mobius. No, I didn't. Let me stop playing. I didn't know it was Mobius. So I was like, I knew that he was going to end up coming back because obviously, you know, when you get pruned, you don't die. So I was like, okay, they're going to bring him back. And honestly, the way he died was just so unceremonious. I was like, okay, like, are y'all really going to do that to this man like that? So I didn't know if we were going to see him in different timelines, like a different version of him, or if, you know what I mean? But as soon as I found out that when you get pruned, you don't die, I was like, okay, we're gonna see him again. I think this was a good way to introduce him back into the story. And yeah, I really want to see if he's gonna if we're ever gonna get a scene of him on the goddamn jet ski. Like, please, I need to see it. I need to see it. So then I guess we get into this whole little weird kind of battle thing that's happening between one Loki and the other, like one group of Lokis and the other. Maybe one betrayed the other, some bullshit. It don't even really matter. Just what matters is the fact that they got to fucking fighting, bitch. They got to arguing and they got to fighting true to Loki style. And our main group of Lokis that we were introduced to in the beginning of this episode, or honestly at the end of the last one, they end up using that as cover to escape. Classic Loki is pretty powerful. I love to see him use his abilities. What he did was conjured some like illusions or projections of themselves fighting in the midst of all that chaos while they were able to get away, and they teleported away outside. And Classic Loki, well, all of them were essentially like, okay, girl, since you want to go defeat Elias so fucking bad, we gonna help you, girl. We gonna help you, but bitch, let me tell you one thing. We are not going past a certain point, bitch. We'll take you to that motherfucker. We are not helping you fight that bitch. It's a death sentence, and that's it. And I honestly feel like at this point, Loki doesn't really have much to be afraid of, because it's like, bitch, how many times did this motherfucker die? Like, how many times? Like, I'm sure the fear that I have for a demonic gas cloud, I'm sure he doesn't have it, bitch, after being dragged by the TVA and having his neck snap. Well, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, versions of him having his neck snapped and shit. He's like, we don't die, we survive. I'm like, he really want to test the limits of that. But anyway, Sylvie and Mobius have this talk in the car about like, okay, girl, you really fucking tried it. Like, I cannot believe that you had dragged my ass. Like, Sylvie was like, bitch, you really was kidnapping and orphaning people. Like, bitch, you did. And, you know, Mobius turns it back on her. Like, well, you've been doing some annihilating of your own too. And they both essentially come to this point of like, well, I just did what I thought I had to do. And it's crazy how that's the way that things work a lot of times in real life. Like, people are so convinced, or people really do believe that some of the things, the actions that they're taking is for the greater good. Sometimes they are, but sometimes they're not. Sometimes they have a level of understanding that is not fully developed. It's just, that's how life works, you know. Like, hindsight is 20/20. Like, if I knew the information that I know now, I would not have acted in the way that I did or done some of the dumb shit that I've done, you know. And so that's kind of the point that they come to in that conversation. But at the end of that scene, we switch to Loki, the Lokis, and they talk about like, how the fuck are you gonna kill this bitch? Like, and he was just like, well, girl, you know, I'm just gonna find his heart or brain or some shit, and I'm just gonna kill it. I'm just gonna kill it. And they were just like, okay. You know, it's like when your friend really trying to do something, you trying to encourage them. It's like, okay, girl, like, you got this, baby. But I mean, I don't know what you better than me. So they were like, girl, okay. I mean, just because. And Loki combats their not discouragement, but their hesitation, their doubts by saying that just because a plan is simple does not necessarily mean that it's bad. But Kid Loki is like, girl, it doesn't mean that shit is good either, girl. So they have this conference. Oh, okay. So apparently this ship that dropped out the sky, that was pruned or whatever is USS Eldridge, and there's some like hoax behind it in real life. Like, you know, people were claiming that it was made invisible. So of course that is, you know, they pulled from real life stuff. They even did that when Loki jumped out the jet with money, but they pull from real life stuff that's like hoaxy, or it's very like unsolved mysteries and shit, and they put it in Loki. I think that's really cool. So this ship ends up firing at the damn fucking Eliath or whatever, the Void. Are they one and the same, girl? I guess. Eliath. And the Eliath is like, girl, okay. The Void was like, all right, girl. I mean, that was cute. This little attempt that y'all made was really cute. Love that for you. I mean, that gas cloud, I'm calling it a gas cloud. I don't care what y'all say. That shit ate them girls up. I mean, it felt like Daenerys burning them bitches up, like at Marineho. It was just so, I was like, wow, y'all should have never pissed his ass off. Y'all really fired into a dark ass cloud, bitch. It really makes so much sense that the military would do some shit. We see a cloud, we fire into it. Like, dumb bitch, what the fuck do you think that shit was gonna do? Of course the fucking military would do some shit. If there's a problem, we shoot at it. Anyway, Sylvie ends up pulling up in a foreign. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Sylvie pulls up in the foreign and say, hey, bitch, what's the team? They have their little reunion. And Sylvie's like, what the fuck? She ready to fight these motherfucking alternate versions of Loki. Like, girl, did you really try me? But Loki's like, girl, they're friends. And Sylvie, the whole point of this conversation was to point out how stupid of an idea it was for Loki to think that he finna kill somebody's, you know, nebula or some shit, you know what I mean? Supernova remnant. Like, girl, what did you think you were gonna do? Sylvie came up with a better idea because that's what queens do. She said, bitch, I'm finna enchant that hoe. I don't know. She said, are you gonna paper cut a cloud to death? That's what I was wondering. I was like, but you gonna dagger it to death? Like, what do you think was gonna happen, mama? Sylvie said she going, so that's what she said. She said she finna enchant that shit. And I was like, okay, that's a better idea, bitch. Like, what the hell was going on? So Renslayer takes this really, I really love Wunmi's acting. I just think she's so, she's a brilliant actor. All of them are really great actors, but I'm going to shout Miss Wunmi out. She's just brilliant as Hunter. I'm just calling her Hunter. I think it's Hunter B15, right? So they have this conversation where it's just like, bitch, Hunter eventually figures out, like, girl, you really want to figure out who's behind all this. That's what you want to do. That's what you want to do. You over here like talking about protecting the TVA, but you got bamboozled as well, girl. So you trying to figure out who's pulling the strings, okay? And it ends. I love the way this conversation ends because she says, like, the Hunter says, girl, you are not gonna defeat that bitch. You're not gonna find who is pulling the strings before Sylvie does, okay? She says you just want to figure out why this was done, but Sylvie needs it. Sylvie needs it, and she does, of course. Like, I feel like the connection that Hunter and Sylvie had, also the fact that, you know, they have similar stories. Like, they understand that they've been taken and used by the TVA as well, and she's been running her whole life, so of course she would need that shit. So Renslayer she talks to fucking, what's her name, Miss Menace. Miss Menace is about to get her ass toasted by me. Okay, she's just like, we need to find them. Nah. Sylvie and Loki had this cute touching moment, and it was fun, and it was beautiful and nice. And Sylvie's just like, please don't betray me in the end. And it's just like, even as convincing as that shit is, and as much as I love them together, even though I want Loki to be with a whole man, I would like to see that. It was a cute moment, and Loki looks like he was genuine, but I don't know. I really think he has changed, and I hope that this show, the whole purpose of it is to show how he transforms, you know? So I really hope they don't make him fucking betray her ass at the end. Like, it would just be such a waste of character development, and it would just really piss me the fuck off. So, you know, it was a cute little flirty moment for all the shippers out there. And then, so this is when we're amping up for the final motherfucking battle. Oh, this shit was so cool to me, bitch. The cloud kind of looked like Ursula breath. I don't know. It's just, if Ursula had magic dark breath or some shit, I don't know. The cloud reminds me of that shit. Anyway, I'm sorry. I don't know. I'm a little crazy. But y'all already know that shit. Sylvie tells Loki, like, bitch, I don't know if this shit's gonna work, but Loki's like, I don't care. I'm staying with you. We're gonna fight this together. The other Lokis are just like, okay, we know that you're trying to defeat Alioth so that you can leave, but we're staying here because this is our home. And Mobius and Loki have this really nice moment, and even Sylvie too. They have like, oh, we're friends, and oh, thank you so much. Like, he goes to shake his hand, but they end up hugging each other. It was cute, and he ends up whispering to Sylvie like, "You're my favorite Loki." Anyway, it's so cute. It's so cute. It's so cute. I loved it. Especially, I just love the difference in how we met these characters versus how they end up like hugging and being nice and shit. Oh, it was so cute. But yeah, Mobius said, girl, I'm going to the TVA to fuck all this shit. I'm flipping all this shit over. I'm turning all this shit. I'm taking this table. I'm shaking the table. And I'm taking the tablecloth. I'm dragging all the dishes and shit off the fucking table, bitch. He said, I'm going to burn that shit down. And I love it. And I hope that he does. So yeah, I'm sure you can guess this was my favorite fucking scene in the entire episode, because there's so many things going on. So first we had Sylvie and Loki going up to the damn beast saying, okay, we're gonna do this, and then she said, bitch, we just need a distraction so I can get this shit going. And then Loki tries to be like, okay, pay attention to me, and it works kind of, with Loki waving his magic sword around and shit, and Sylvie trying to use her powers, but it's just the distraction was not enough, so it ended up going after Sylvie. And it was looking like it was not going to be good, mama. She was going to get her ass ate up. But then something else happened. So it was this green light coming from the left side of the screen. I was like, oh, bitch, is that our Loki, like, doing that shit? Bitch, and then you see that classic Loki's using his fucking powers, bitch. This is what I'm talking about. Bitch. This is what I want to see, ho. This is what I want to see, bitch. Classic Loki using his goddamn powers to build a fucking projection or to build an illusion of Asgard, his home. Bitch, when I tell you while this motherfucker was doing that shit, I was screaming. I was like, yes, God, ho, raise this shit up. And he looked badass doing this shit. That's what I'm talking about. So you talk about a distraction. That's all the distraction that they needed. They held hands together right here. And they said, bitch, Sylvie said, we're going to do it together. And that was the best. It was just goosebumps. I just loved it. I just want to see how much further their powers develop. I want to see them use their motherfucking godlike powers. Don't play with me, bitch. These daggers are cute, but bitch, I need to see some action like this. So they end up enchanting it. It was difficult to do, but I love seeing their powers. I just love it. I just love the green energy. It's just so cool. It's just so cool to me. They end up doing it. They end up defeating Alioth, I guess. And then this shit opens up. The same kind of visions that she was having in the beginning of the episode opens up like it's Narnia or some shit. And we're left with that. Like, they're going to walk through that shit and find out who exactly or what exactly is behind all this. Maybe they will. But I'm very, 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 very excited to see the next episode. Like, y'all brought us on a journey, and I really, finales are always a little bit difficult to handle, but I think with the way that they have done things so far, that they got it. So I just want to know, who do y'all think it is? There are many people who are making theories, and they think that maybe it's Miss Minutes. Maybe they think it's Kang the Conqueror. I think it is Kang the Conqueror. Maybe we won't see him fully, like, we won't get a real introduction to him until like later movies, but maybe they'll let us see what the tea is. Maybe they'll let us glimpse at him or glimpse at his plans or something like that. I really want to know, is Loki gonna betray Sylvie? He better not. He better fucking not. I would be so mad. I would be so upset if all of this shit, I don't know. Like I said, I really hope they use this show to transform the character. Of course, not take everything that makes him Loki. Don't take everything away from him that makes him fucking Loki. But like, make him into someone we can root for even harder. Like, I want to know who the fuck Mobius was. Like, what the hell? I want to see him on the jet ski. Don't play with me. I also want to know what Sylvie's Nexus event was that made the TVA go after her in the fucking first place. Like, what was the tea? And also, I need to know, like I said, who the fuck is behind all this? Who exists beyond time? Is it Kang the Conqueror, or is there someone, a bigger character? Because isn't there like one above all or some shit? I'm not really well versed on the comics like that, but I'll be watching videos and shit, nerding out sometimes. So it's just, I feel like they could choose quite a few people, but giving the timeline of what the MCU wants to do is probably going to be Kang, especially with the way everybody talking about it. So yeah, that's my recap, girl. That's my recap. Very excited to see what else they're going to be bringing us for the last episode. Thank y'all so much for watching. Make sure you have a good goddamn evening.